Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope your Wednesday is going well. Happy Valentine's Day. I got some just it's going to be a quick one today cuz I ran out of hours in the day, but they're great. We only go to one courtroom today. And this judge, I know I've said this before, but this judge is having a day. Let me tell you. Okay. It looks like I have to change my title of this because YouTube does not like me saying dragged out of court. So I'm just going to change this quick to kicked out. And then let's see if they like that. All right, they just don't like it. They just say, "Hey, if you say these certain words, forget it. You're not getting monetized." All right. While I figure out my mess, let's go to the judge. Let's just go.
Okay, turning to you, Mr. Coates, would you please state and spell your full legal name for me, including your middle name?
Johnny Edward Tommy Coates, Johnie Edward Tommy Coates, Coats.
What was the spelling of Tommy again, please?
Tommy.
So is Johnny Edward Tommy Coates your true legal name and as it appears on your birth certificate?
Correct.
Have you ever gone by any other name?
No.
And your date of birth, please?
06.
And just the last four of your social security. Have you ever used a different date of birth or social security number?
No.
And when were you arrested?
February 13th, 24.
And your address, please? '70.
Correct.
And what was the zip code again?
46412. I believe, but yeah, that's my home address.
We can look it up. That maybe that's right. But is it a house or an apartment?
House.
All right. Do you read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes.
How far did you go in school?
Currently, college.
And as you sit,
High school.
okay. And as you sit there right now, are you under the influence of any drug, medication, or alcohol?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony in any court anywhere?
Yes.
And are you currently serving any kind of sentence in the jail?
Probation.
Okay, Lake County probation?
Correct.
Are you on probation or parole from anywhere besides Lake County? And are you on bond for anything or have any charges pending against you?
In Indiana,
Well, anywhere.
no. I just no.
Have you ever been represented by the Lake County Public Defender?
Not that I think of, no.
All right, so Mr. Coates, I do need to formally advise you as to the reason you're here. Looks like it comes in a couple of different parts here. Regarding this probation case. So back on January 16th of 2024, probation filed what's entitled a third amended petition to revoke probation, adding new allegations. So I want to advise you what the newest allegations are in there. It's under rule number 5. Probation alleges that while on probation, you tested positive for marijuana as revealed in a random drug test administered December 11th, 2023. The matter was originally set for hearing. And then when you failed to appear for court February 13th, warrant was issued for your arrest without bail. So you're currently being held without bail in this matter. Mr. Coates, what's your intention regarding a lawyer? Are you planning on hiring somebody or do you want me to look into the public defender?
You can look.
Okay, how much income have you received in the last 30 days, your best estimate?
I'm on work composition, so I don't work, but I'm injured, so you can say roughly 1,500.
Well, wait, how much money have you actually gotten then?
1,500 from
Do
work.
you own any, okay, 1,500. Do you own any property of significant value, a house or a car?
No,
And do you have any bank accounts or other money right now?
no.
All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. This case is a room 2 petition to revoke, so it'll be Tuesday. Public defender, who will
All right. One thing, Your Honor, Well, I missed my court because I was in the hospital and all that, but my probation officer know that, and I was
Okay,
on my.
well, the public defender can talk to the probation department and see if they can convince.
I know, I'm hearing you say next week, but I'm not trying to be here till next week because I'm currently on crutches and 2 surgeries, so.
Well, talk to your public defender, okay? I gotta set these court dates according to a
I know,
grid that tells me the dates. All right, hold on, please. Public defender, who will the lawyer be?
Kenya Jones, Your Honor.
All right, Attorney Jones will be representing you. Matter set for February 20th in probation court. You can talk to your public defender about what you were trying to tell me about, Mr. Coates. Did you have any other questions for me?
Yes. You listening?
He's listening.
I was on my way to here, but I'm injured. I just left the hospital, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I got my crutches, my leg surgery, all that. So how can you, because I'm in front of you, set me a court date so I can clear all this and have my doctor notes and all that given up? I'm not trying to be in your jail cell. That's what I'm telling you, sir.
Mr. Coates,
Yes, sir.
there's a certain way that you need to approach this different from the way you're doing it.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let the judge talk.
You're not a god. I'm listening.
Hey, let him talk, or you're gonna be taken out of here.
The way you approach this, call the public defender's office and take it from there.
So
That'd be
because
all.
the hospital, it's nothing you can do, you saying?
I'm saying call the public defender's office. They represent you.
I can't move. I need to go to ambulance. I just told you I was sick. So therefore, I need to go to ambulance. I just told you I can't move. I'm sick.
You're gonna move, because you moved all day.
I bet I won't.
You one way or the
You
other.
don't
I'll
carry
look
me.
at it. I'm not gonna carry you.
Somebody gonna carry me. I'm
All
letting
right, so
them.
Mr. Coates, you're getting dangerously close to being held in contempt.
I'm telling you, I'm injured.
No.
Left the hospital.
And I'm telling you, you're arguing with me. You're
I'm not
arguing with,
arguing.
you're interrupting me. You're arguing with my officer in the jail.
You can put your gloves on and all that. If you touch, I'm not contempt, so I'm asking you to call me an ambulance because I'm sick. Since you
Talk to
know-
the jail. We're taking a break to give you a chance, Dennis, to get him out of the courtroom.
Yeah, give a chance. Carry me like I said. Y'all not gods. Gonna carry you. Fuck.
I'm not gonna carry you.
I bet you will, bitch. I'm looking for a lawsuit.
There's nothing wrong with your audio. He muted it. Here we go. That's it. He stopped the feed there. Don't worry, he comes back because I have more from his court. But he stopped the feed right there. They were dragging him by his shirt. And he said right there, he said, I'm looking for a lawsuit. So, I mean, he's not going to win just because he said that right there. Oh my. Okay, Raven, thank you. Raven is now my Valentine, everybody. So now you know. Raven, who I do not even know the real name of, is now my Valentine. Okay, let's stick with this judge. This next one is really quick.
All right, turning to you, Mr. Hopkins, would you please state and spell your full legal name for me, including your middle name?
Hopkins, say your name.
All right, Dennis, do we need to have him come back on Friday?
Yeah.
All right, we'll try again Friday, Mr. Hopkins, unless you're wanting to answer my questions now. Okay.
Alright. Yes.
So after he left, the judge did confirm with the guard that there was nothing wrong with that man's hearing. He was able to hear perfectly. So now he's stuck there until Friday, and it's Wednesday. Why? Why do they do this? What did he gain? Both of those people, what did they gain by doing what they did? All right, now we're going to the star of the show. Okay, so we're going to get interrupted in court by another one that was pretty funny. So they talk to one guy, then they talk to another, and then they come back to the first one again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then Mr. Upshaw, would you please state and spell your full legal name for me, including your middle name?
Dr. Montresor Lamar Upshaw, DDS MBA, Montressor, Lamar, LAMAR, Upshaw, UPSHAW.
How do you pronounce your first name again?
Montresor,
Okay, so is Montressor Lamar Upshaw your true legal name as it appears on your birth certificate?
my name,
Have you ever gone by any other name?
Monte, Monte.
Okay, no aliases though? I'm sorry, I didn't hear your answer.
Monte, Monte.
Right, besides that though, no other names?
Jesus Christ,
What's your date of birth?
6/30/78,
He did say that.
And the last four of your social security number, please?
6/6.
Have you ever used a different date of birth or social security number?
No,
And when were you arrested?
unknown, I don't recall the date.
Okay, we'll look it up. Your address, please?
2362 Buchanan Street, Gary, Indiana, 46407.
And is that a house or an apartment?
House,
Do you read, write, and understand the English language?
I do,
How far did you go in school?
doctorate,
And as you sit there right now, are you under the influence of any drug, medication, or alcohol?
no,
Have you ever been convicted of a felony in any court?
no,
Are you currently serving any kind of sentence in the Lake County Jail?
no,
Are you on probation or parole from anywhere?
no,
Are you on bond for anything or have any charges pending against you anywhere else?
no,
And have you ever been represented by the Lake County Public Defender in these courts before?
no.
All right, sir, so I do need to formally advise you the reason you're here. Looks like it was on or about October 5th, 2022, when the charges were filed. Count 1, intimidation as a level 6 felony. Count 2, criminal trespass as a class A misdemeanor. Count 3, disorderly conduct as a class B misdemeanor. Count 4, unauthorized entry of a motor vehicle as a class B misdemeanor. And count 5, refusal of detainee to provide identity as a class C misdemeanor. So, sir, I'm not asking if you agree with any of those charges. I'm only asking, do you understand what the charges are?
No, I don't, because that doesn't apply to me, sir. At all.
Okay, all I can do is read you the charges, so I'll go ahead and read through these charges. Please listen closely.
Here
Count
we
1,
go.
intimidation, level 6 felony. A fine upon oath says it on or about August 16th, 2022 in Lake County, Indiana. Montressor Lamar Upshaw to communicate a threat to Corporal C. Minchuk, and said threat was to commit a forcible felony. And Montressor Lamar Upshaw communicated the threat to law enforcement officer, Officer T. Hensley, Corporal C. Minchuk, Sergeant L. Schmidt, Lieutenant N. Burzak, because of his or her occupation or profession contrary to the Indiana Code. Count 2 is criminal trespass. A fine upon oath says on or about August 16th, 2022 in the County of Lake, State of Indiana. Montressor Lamar Upshaw did knowingly or intentionally enter the property of USA Muffler after being denied entry by Theodore Pilatos, not having a contractual interest in the real property contrary to Indiana Code and against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana. Count 3, disorderly conduct, class B misdemeanor. A fine upon oath says on or about August 16th, 2022 in the County of Lake, State of Indiana. Montressor Lamar Upshaw did knowingly or recklessly make unreasonable noise and did continue to make noise after being asked to stop by Officer Sergeant L. Schmidt, contrary to the Indiana Code. Count 5, unauthorized entry of a motor vehicle, class B misdemeanor. A fine upon oath says on or about August 16th, 2022 in the County of Lake, State of Indiana. Montressor Lamar Upshaw did knowingly or intentionally enter the motor vehicle of the owner, Sage Investments Incorporated, Edmund Kolazinski, and Industrial Contractors and Engineers Incorporated, knowing that he or she did not have the permission of the owner, lessee, or authorized operator of the motor vehicle to enter the motor vehicle and did not have a contractual interest in the motor vehicle contrary to the Indiana Code section cited and against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana. Count 5, refusal of detainee to provide identity, Class C misdemeanor, a fine upon oath says on or about August 16th, 2022, in the county of Lake, state of Indiana, Montresor Lamar Upshaw did knowingly or intentionally refuse to provide either his or her name, address, and date of birth, or driver's license to a law enforcement officer who had stopped him or her for an infraction or ordinance violation contrary to the Indiana Code section cited against the peace and dignity of the state of Indiana. So those are the 5 charges that I'm showing filed back in October 2022. If you have further questions about them, you can of course discuss them with your counsel. I am showing that a bail was previously set for you in the amount of $20,000, which would be $2,000 cash to be released at this time through the jail's 10% program. So sir, what's your intention regarding a lawyer? Are you planning on hiring somebody or do you want me to look into a public defender? I'm sorry, I just couldn't hear you.
Hire.
Okay, do you know yet who it's going to be? No? Okay, so you'll have to notify him or her of these court dates I'm about to give you, which is going to be in front of Judge Jones in courtroom 3. I'll set the matter for a formal appearance, February 21st, state's discovery, March 6th, defendant's discovery, March 20th, omnibus hearing, April 10th. If I didn't say it already, you'll want to try and get somebody hired within the next 20 days to make sure you don't waive any legal defenses you might have. And also because you will probably want somebody with you in front of Judge Jones next week on February 21st. All right, and sir, I'll be right back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, Mr. Mayor from the Public Defender's Office, any Rule 26 issues in this group that you wish?
Yes, I see 3, Your Honor. Mr. Upshaw, Ms. Cantu, and Mr. Rodriguez, but Mr. Upshaw, I'd request the court consider itself since I can't do it.
Understood. Okay. All right, so let me turn to you first. Okay, Ms. Mejia Cantu, Mr. Rodriguez, Dr. Upshaw, the 3 of you, please hold your questions. We have some further business in your case. Mr. Rosario, did you have any questions for me at this? Okay, thank you. All right, so for the 3 of you, the reason you've been kept out is because in certain limited circumstances, we may be able to consider the issue of a bond reduction today. Normally, it has to go before the judge that's going to be hearing your case after today. But if you meet some very strict criteria under something we refer to as Rule 26, you may be eligible for a reduction today. We have to have a quick hearing on that. I would remind all 3 of you, you're all still under oath. You're going to get some questions from the public defender or from myself, and also the prosecutors here. She may have a few questions for you as well. That being said, Mr. Mayor, who would you like to start with?
I'd like to do Ms. Mejia Cantu.
Okay, go ahead.
Miss-
Okay, Mr. Mayor, who did you want to take up now?
The only other one that I can do would be Mr. Rodriguez.
She
Okay,
was
go ahead.
boring.
Mr. Rodriguez, what is your phone number?
319-403-9.
You. And were you picked up in Iowa on this warrant?
Yes,
And when was that?
yesterday,
In Iowa?
yes.
So they brought you all the way from Iowa here yesterday, so you only spent 1 day?
Yeah, here.
How long were you in jail in Iowa?
I did 30 days time served and
But wait okay, why were you were you charged with a crime in Iowa?
yeah, for domestic.
Okay, are you on probation in Iowa?
No.
And do you have any means to post a cash bond on this case?
Yes.
Okay, now I've heard that before, so listen to me closely. Right now, you'd have to post $1,000 to be released on this case. Are you 100% positive that someone will come to the jail and post $1,000 to have you released today?
Yes.
Positive.
Positive.
Your Honor, I have nothing further than on this case. I think we don't need the hearing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, Mr. Rodriguez, the reason the public defender is really emphasizing that you're positive about this is because sometimes people think someone's gonna come post the bail and it doesn't happen. Have you talked to your family or friends? They're for sure coming?
Yes, but as far as the amount, I'm not sure, but it's in the 500 to 1,000 range for sure.
Well,
I'm gonna let Mr. Merritt follow up. Go ahead, Mr. Merritt.
okay, now you're saying something different. So let's start again. Do you need the court to reduce the bond a little bit to be 100% certain?
Yes, please.
How much are you positive? Do you know what the word positive means?
Yes.
How much are you positive someone will post today?
I'm 100% for sure.
How much?
500.
Okay, Your Honor, we'd ask bond be reduced to $500 cash, and considering what he indicated happened in Iowa, if the court believes that he should be under some supervision, maybe telephonic with pretrial release, we understand that. I do have one other question. Cedar Rapids is not around the corner. No way can you walk to court. You may have to come back on this case many times. Now listen to me. And do you have transportation?
Yes.
I want you to understand something else. If you get picked up, if you fail to appear and you get picked up in another state on some minor offense, there'll be a warrant out here, and then you could sit there for a long time before they bring you over here. So are you going to come back to court?
Yes, for sure.
Your Honor, I have nothing further.
Okay, State, did you have any questions?
I do, Your Honor. Mr. Rodriguez, you said you had a prior felony conviction, is that correct?
Out of Iowa, or are you just speaking in general?
Anywhere in the world?
Yes.
What was it and when?
It was in 2015 for an aggravated battery with a firearm. I ended up doing I think about 10 and a half years. I got out in 2015, and I've been out ever since. Haven't got any trouble or anything like that until recently. So I've been out like 8 years, 8, 9 years.
You said you were convicted in 2015?
No, in 2005. I got
2000, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. You also referred to a domestic battery in Iowa.
Yes.
When was that?
I want to say it was in December 26th. December 26th of 2023.
So just a couple of months ago?
Yes.
That was my
Okay.
birthday.
And who was the victim in that case?
Alexandria Lorenzo. The same person that this one
I
happened.
understand. Okay,
This
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
This happened, I guess it happened back in like June of last year. So they're just now, the state, I guess, picked it up January 5th. That's when I was put out for my arrest.
Sir, you don't want to tell the court anything about that incident, okay?
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Does she live at this address in Iowa that you gave us? This Alexandria Francis Lorenzo?
She moved out. She don't live there no more.
Because you know you could have no contact with her. You
I wonder
understand that,
why.
right?
I understand.
All right. State, what's your position on this?
Your Honor, the state objects to any reduction in this matter. Not only is it the same victim for 2 domestic batteries, even though this one may have occurred in June and then another one occurred in December in Iowa. In
On my
addition to
birthday.
the 2005 aggravated battery with a firearm conviction, state objects. And anyway, the state objects to a reduction in this matter.
I understand. And it's a well-taken objection, but I would point out the bail previously set in this case back in January was for the amount of $5,000, 500 cash. When Mr. Rodriguez was found in another jurisdiction, as is standard, at least in certain circumstances, the bond was raised up to $50,000. Now, here we are today, he's indicated he can post that original bail amount of $500. So, Mr. Rodriguez, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow you to be released on that original bond setting of $5,000, which is 500 cash. But I need to make sure you are fully aware you can have zero contact with this individual that we've been referring to. And I'm gonna, just so the record's very clear, tell you again, that individual is Alexandria Francis Lorenzo. If you have any contact with her whatsoever, at least until your next court date, and it's very possible that it'll go beyond that once you get to court next week. If you have any contact with her in any kind, social media, telephone, in person, it can result in a brand new charge. It can result in contempt of court, certainly could result in a warrant. In this case, you don't want any of that, right? So no contact with her. Keep that in mind. And of course, the other thing, as the public defender pointed out, you know, I'll give you permission to reside. You're going to be residing in Iowa, correct?
I've been living there since July of last year.
No, I understand, but again, you got to make it to your court dates. If you fail to appear, there'll be a warrant. You know, it's up to you to make sure you get back and forth to court. So the original bail of $5,000. Make sure you're in court. You know, no excuses. You got to be here. February 21st. Did you have any questions for me?
So 500 cash to bond out.
500 cash to bond out, and you need to be here no later than about 8:20 so that you can be there for court that starts at 8:30 in front of Judge Jones, courtroom 3. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Sir,
All right. So lastly,
Kelly, I was going to say smoke signals
Mr.
there
Upshaw,
too.
same process that we need to go through and have a hearing here. But I'll be doing the questioning because you're not represented by the public defender.
I have can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
I don't have any funds to hire an attorney, so I'll opt for the public.
Okay, I just gotta make sure you're eligible, right? So a few more questions. How much income have you received in the last 30 days, your best estimate?
I'm unemployed, nothing.
Do you own any property of significant value? And do you have any bank accounts or other money? All right, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. So, Mr. Mayor, hope you haven't left it. Okay, but
I'm still here.
But before we start, I know we need to give to find out who the lawyer is going to be. So, public defender, who will the lawyer be? It's set for the 21st. I was hoping to leave that day. Unless absolutely necessary, I'd like to try and leave it for that date.
Casey McCluskey, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so Attorney McCloskey will be representing you going forward. Okay, but Mr. Mayor, if you want to proceed with Rule 26 hearing, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. What is your phone number, Mr. Upshaw?
219-314.
203. Do you have any means to post any cash today to be released from jail?
No, I don't.
Are you asking the court to consider releasing you without having to post a cash bond?
Yes, please.
Do you have transportation to get back and forth to court from Gary?
Yes, I do.
How long have you lived in Gary, Indiana?
I've been back in the area for about 6 years now.
So you've been here for the last 6 years. And you didn't know about this matter until when you were recently picked up, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you don't, and you believe you have a defense to the case, correct? Yeah, what is the answer? Do you believe you didn't know about this till they picked you up, correct? And you're hoping to win this case, right? And you've lived here for the last 6 years. Thank you very much. And you have nothing else pending against you, correct?
I don't.
Your Honor, I have nothing further. I think you'd qualify for the rule.
Okay. State, did you have any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
What's your position on it?
The state would object to an OR release in this matter. Mr. Upshaw threatened an officer and his family,
I believe that.
would not tell the officers his name, only referred to himself as the Messiah.
I believe that.
The officers had to determine who he was through the Spillman system. Therefore, the state believes he is not only a threat to the officers and his family, but a flight risk as well.
Okay,
No,
Your Honor, I'd like to respond to that.
you may.
Number one, he's lived in this area for the last 6 years, and 2 of those years are after this charge was filed, which he said he didn't know anything about. I don't think he has any other new charges. Just because the police say something doesn't, of course, make it 100% true. He deserves a trial, and he has no prior felony record, or at least that's what I thought he indicated. So I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt since he's too poor to post the bond that's set now. Thank you.
What's your position on pretrial with a no contact order, Mr. Mayor?
No objection on that if the court thinks it's necessary, and I would imagine if we ask the defendant, he'd have no problem with that.
You wanna go ahead and explain?
I will. Mr. Upshaw, the court is considering releasing you, but might only do so if you're willing to be put on pretrial supervision and meet with a probation officer periodically and abide by their rules and regulations. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, I think that's a reasonable resolution of this. You know, the state's objections, well taken. The allegations are serious, but I do think you qualify under the rule. So, Mr. Upshaw, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but you do need to report to our probation department. You're not on probation. It's just that's where our pretrial division is at. They'll be expecting you. So when you're released here, the goal is to get the order to the jail in the next few hours. Report to the felony probation department. We're one building over from the jail. If you come in at security, the officers at the front desk can tell you how to get to the felony probation department. And when you get there, tell them you're there to sign up for pretrial. They'll be expecting you. If you fail to appear, you understand what could happen. There could be a warrant for your arrest, which I know you don't want. You also have court February 21st. Make sure you're there. Your public defender, Mr. McCloskey, will be there. You're in front of Judge Jones. I would suggest being here by 8:20. I believe she starts at 8:30. Also, I don't know that you'd have reason to come in contact with this individual, but I do want you to have no contact with the officer C. Minchuk. I don't know the first name, but Officer Minchuk from looks like Maryville Police Department. No contact with that individual while your case is pending. Did you have any questions for me, Mr. Upshaw?
I don't know who that officer is at all.
Okay. Well, then it shouldn't be an issue, right? But it's important that I have that as part of the record that you've at least been advised. So, but we'll get the order to the jail for you to be released. It usually takes an hour or two. We get it over there, report to pretrial. On the off chance you're not released until after 4 o'clock, you would have to find your way back tomorrow by 9 a.m. to meet with the probation department. But I do think at this point you'll be released before 4. So report to them today. Any other questions?
No,
Okay, we'll get the order to the jail as soon as we can.
thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone. I'll see you all later. Thanks.
See you later, Judge.
All right, bye.
Well, that was a fun court today. He had a day. He had some people in there today. Now, he's going before Judge Jones on the 21st. So 6 days from now. I haven't seen Judge Jones yet. So I don't know if I can get it. If I can get it, I will. I'm going to try my best on that day to get it. But, I mean, if he's the Messiah, can't he just fix it? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see if he just fixes it. But he didn't get dragged out, and he didn't get kicked out. He got to stay for his whole hearing, so that was nice. I'm positive that was nice, because I know what the word positive means. It means 8:30 o'clock a.m. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I know it was a quick stream, but that's what I got. So I will talk to you next time. See ya.